Hey guys, Scarlet Darkwood here. Hope everyone's had a great week. I want to talk to you again more about manifesting, and these are a little bit of the wrap-up things that I want to talk to you about. You can look at my manifestation videos and like part 1, part 2, part 3. They all go together. But I want to talk to you just a little bit more about some little housekeeping things to consider when you do want to manifest something. We've talked about taking the steps to get it. We've talked about how to play pretend to get what you want and to really start acting as if it's a real living reality for you. I want to talk about how do you pick a desire and how do you fine tune it, because picking a desire willy-nilly might not be effective, and it may hamstring you, and it may not even be a realistic desire. You know, my shop that I had for 16 years was a realistic desire. It was very doable. So I'm going to go into some examples of what you might want to steer clear of. First of all, you don't want to micromanage the hows of the desire. You don't want to start getting into saying, well, I want it to happen this way, and I want it to go at this time of the week, and I want to go this time of the year, and I want this and this to happen. You can't do that. You have to let Spirit help you with that and help, as I call, architecturalize that a little bit, okay? They have the big picture, that collective power. Those entities have the big picture. You know, we're down here on the mundane world, so our higher self and that higher collective cosmic consciousness, the cosmic, has the whole picture. So it's okay to have the desire and start to play pretend and start looking for signs that you can take to manifest it and take the steps. But you can't manage every little detail. Have you ever had a boss that micromanages everything? You just want to scream. Okay, don't be that boss. Don't be that type of boss in your life. Don't micromanage everything. Get some general ideas that are realistic and let Spirit kind of guide the process. The other thing to keep in mind is it's true that you can't rely on others to help you get what you want. You know, you can't manage the hows of everything's going to happen, but you can't always rely on other people. Some people you can ask for help. Sometimes you can't. In the long run, you can't rely on some person or some entity to be the end-all be-all to get what you want. So that might be something that to keep in mind, that you have to rely on yourself and take the steps. You don't want to micromanage everything, but you can give it some force and form and move forward with it. So that's one other thing. Also, the other thing to keep in mind is that your subconscious and your conscious have to line up with what you want, okay? If you want something and you want it outwardly, but deep inside you have doubt about it, or you're thinking, oh, we're not going to do that, it's not going to work. You've just screwed your process right there. So this leads me back to the other thing of how do we pick something that's realistic? For example, oh, I want to be a millionaire, you know, in 2 years. Yeah, that's great. We all do. Chances are that's probably not going to happen. I mean, you could play the lottery, I guess. I mean, that happens. But, I mean, you want to think of something realistic. Let's say you want to create something and you need some money for it, and you know you don't have $150,000 or $25,000 right away. You don't want to mortgage your house for it. You don't want to take out a huge loan. But you think, well, realistically, you know, I need this much. I could do a Kickstarter. I could do a GoFundMe. There are ways now online that you can get money for a project or an idea. That is real. But and you want to keep it realistic too. So watch those numbers. I want to be famous and everybody know me. I want to be a famous guitar player. Are you even good at the guitar? I mean, if you're mediocre, sometimes with talent, you're only as good as you're going to get. Like, I had a dance instructor when I used to do ballroom who said, no matter how much I try to sing or practice, I will never be Pavarotti. I can be a decent singer in a choir. I can even do a solo, but I'm not going to be in an opera house singing to an audience like that. I'm just not. So if you do like music and you want to be a guitar player, you may not be famous as such, but could you go play in cafes? Could you go play out somewhere and maybe get some local recognition? There's a gentleman I know, I'll just drop his name here, Tracy. He's a singer and he's from the East Tennessee, and he's branched out and he stays mainly in the state of Tennessee. But I mean, he's got a great voice and he makes the most with what he has. He goes around, he has all kinds of singing gigs and he can get them quickly and easily. He has experience. So he's gaining his own notoriety in his own way, and he's taking the steps to get out there, do the gigs and sing, and to enjoy what he does, and lives in gratitude that he's able to do that and to share with the audience that does come to see him. And I'm telling you, his voice is fantastic. So anyway, he's very realistic about, where his talents are and what he wants, where he wants to do it. So you have to be realistic in what it is that you really want. What are the steps you realistically can take, and don't manage the nitty-gritty details. Don't rely on others to take care of things for you. Don't rely on your day job to take care of you. Things play out, things happen. Always be looking out for what you can do for yourself. What can you manifest for yourself? So those are just some of the little housekeeping details about manifesting, and I hope you find them helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have any questions, let me know. If you would like to schedule me for a tarot reading, you can get on my website, scarlettdarkwood.com, and you can get my number, you can text me. If you call, if it's within hours that I'm technically open, I may answer the phone. Or you can just text and I'll answer back as soon as I can. So only serious people, please. Or I will block you. So just only if you're in earnest. But seriously, just keep in mind all the videos that I've released on manifesting and the steps that you can take. And do make sure in the end that you're not hamstringing yourself, that you have no doubts about it whatsoever. When I talked about how I manifested my shop, there was nothing in my subconscious that kept me from manifesting. I wasn't saying I wanted something on the front end, but yet deep inside I was going, I don't know about that. You can't do that. That means your conscious and subconscious are at odds. So do keep that in mind. You cannot have any fears or doubts about it. If you do, meditate on it, readjust what it is you're wanting, make some changes, fine-tune it, tweak it, to where your conscious and subconscious are in perfect harmony, and you should be on your way. Everybody have a great week. Hope you manifest everything that you want, and I will see you next time.